The year prior to Title IX's passing, roughly 300,000 girls participated in high school sports. That's according to the National Coalition for Women and Girls in Education. Today, that number is at nearly 3.5 million. Fran Martin spent a career providing opportunities to girls in athletics as a coach, official, and now administrator. She's this week's 9 of 50 Trailblazer. Behind every high school basket, every touchdown, and every trophy, there's a room of Kansas State High School Activities Association administrators hammering out every last detail. Assistant Executive Director Fran Martin knows the value of competing goes far beyond the wins and losses.
You have to learn to get along with people who don't look like you, they don't act like you, they didn't grow up in the same environment but you've got to learn to work together as a team.
A Clay Center graduate, Martin played basketball and ran track at Hutchinson Community College before heading to Nebraska, Omaha for hoops. It was there she decided to pursue a career in coaching.
For me, it's been a tremendous career. I can't think of anything that I would have rather done than be able to mold kids, help them to be better young women in coaching women's sports, but also to have the young men around to see the example that we've set of being strong leaders in a world that a lot of times when you look around, it's male dominated.
That wasn't only the case as she worked through high school coaching positions at La Crosse and El Dorado, but also at the decision-making level, as she learned when she became El Dorado High School's athletics director.
When I'd go to league meetings, it'd be me and the boys. And at the meetings, generally, when it was, well, somebody needs to take notes, well, they all looked at me. Well, you'll take the notes, right? The league needed somebody because of their size. They had to have a minority representative that was a female, and when they looked around the room to see were there any minority female administrators, well, I was the only one. So off you go to Topeka to the meetings.
Martin continued her career in Topeka as Seaman High School's assistant principal and activities director. Soon, a full-time job opened at KSHSAA.
I think I was the one woman out of 75, and I figured there's no way I'm going to get this job. You know, it's just not going to happen. And so surprised and pleased when Mr. Musselman called and say, hey, would you like to be a part of our team? So 18 years later, here I am, and I've had a lot of great opportunities to serve at the national level as the chairman of the Basketball Rules Committee, the first woman ever to do that. Even though we've had women's basketball now for over 50 years, we've only had one woman as the chair of that committee.
Martin spent a large part of her career as one of few, if any, women in the room. Just as others paved the way for her, she hopes to pass the baton to the next generation of leaders.
I know that the ladies in the 60s and the 70s went through all of those things probably with a lot more negativity than I have, and I hope that the next generation understands how hard it was to get to this point, because it has not always been easy to be a woman administrator, to be a woman in professional sports, to be a woman in collegiate sports, but the rewards have been so great.
Martin oversees high school basketball and cross country in Kansas and also leads the supervision of officials.